Alright, so this is a suggestion via a donation. The name of the video is People You Won't Believe Exist. Alright. Let's jump into it, guys.
There's unusual, and then there's 1 in a billion. Starting with Jyoti from India.
Hello, I'm Jyoti Amgar.
She may look like a child, but she's actually a 29-year-old adult. Clocking in at only 2 feet tall, she's considered the world's shortest woman.
9 months, 26 years. Yes.
And sure, she has to manage life by keeping her furniture and clothes on the small end. But on the bright side, at least she gets a personal chauffeur that does most of the walking for her. I guess great things really do come in small packages. Most of the walking for her. I guess great things.
Okay, listen, hear me out. Hear me out. All right? Do not clip me or say anything crazy, right? Or put me anywhere else. Listen, anyway, here's the thing, guys. I'm going to be honest here. This may not be politically correct, but everybody deserves love. Everybody deserves some type of happiness, I think, within their life, right? You should be happy with someone if you could find someone that enjoys you and loves you and all this other stuff. Cool, amazing. Whoever marries her, I want them to be investigated. All right? That's my hot take. Okay, and I mean this not in any like crazy way, not in a disrespectful manner, but I want that person, whoever marries her, to be investigated for their past crimes. Okay, guys. I'm not sure that person should be around, schools. If you understand my drift here, guys, because though I think she does deserve happiness, absolutely, I would just have to seriously question the person who marries her. That's it.
Really do come in small packages. But we can't talk about Jyoti without talking about this guy. Meet Contortion, otherwise known as the man who stands above all. I mean, he's over 8 feet tall, which practically makes him a skyscraper when compared to the rest of us.
Right.
My body is a gift from God.
He's so tall he towers over cars and door frames, while his hands and feet are even bigger than most people's faces. But being that tall does have its shortcomings. There aren't that many giant-sized mattresses lying around, and when he looks for a couch that's sized for him, they typically come up short. It's not all bad, though.
Bro, what's up with the height puns?
At least we know who to call if we need to reach something on the top shelf.
He's above the top shelf, bro. I mean, I guess that makes all the sense in the world, right? But here's the thing. Listen, his life is rough. I can tell you this right now. His life is incredibly rough. I'm not sure that he's going to have longevity. Existing with that amount of weight, specifically on the elongated limbs, and I'm not sure he's, well, obviously based off the some of the video here, we can see that he's not walking adequately. So it's taking a toll already on him.
Meet
His
the
knees,
real-life
joints
Popeye,
are
Jeff
issues.
Gabe, the arm wrestling champion with forearms you'd assume were fake. But trust me, they're very real. And like Lady Gaga, he was born this way. The rare condition he has made his hands so big, he makes plums look like peas.
I went and picked some plums this morning off my plum tree. They're really good.
He can also palm a basketball better than Shaquille O'Neal. But to make things even better, he can tear a watermelon open with ease. Yeah, remind me to invite him to my next picnic.
Watermelon, anyone?
The term Big Mouth doesn't quite do Domingo Joaquim Jaquinho justice when trying to describe his chops. In fact, I'm not even sure there's a phrase in the English language that could accurately describe how wide his mouth really is. When fully stretched out, it measures to nearly 7 inches, which—
Bro, don't go to jail. Oh, shit. What? Apologies.
which means his mouth is big enough to fit most things you find in your fridge. No joke, he can literally swallow a full can of soda like it's nothing. Is anyone else curious what his trip to the dentist is like? Speaking of curiously, I wonder what that like and subscribe button does when you click it. Zion Clark can do more with his top half than most can do with their entire bodies. Not only is he a world record-breaking track star who can run 20 meters in less than 5 seconds, he also has no issues squaring up with people on the mat or in the paint. And he does it all using only his arms. Talk about a rough upper body workout routine. He kind of makes me feel guilty for all the times I said I was too tired for the gym.
Was he born this way, or was this
After seeing Gerkari Petroviclet's abnormally long tongue, you'd swear she was part reptile.
I don't mind getting negative reaction. I mean, there's different people.
Seriously, I'm sure even some amphibians
negative?
have a hard time keeping up with her. Her tongue measures 4.5 inches long.
Bro, get her off the screen.
And with it, she's able to do things like lick her elbow, ear, and even her eye.
I'm not sure this is appropriate. I'm not sure, guys.
Yeah, I have a feeling that this is one for the record books. But Gerkari isn't the only person with an exceptionally long appendage.
There we go.
Meet Jacob Pina, also known as the man who could literally beat anyone in a thumb war. It's so long that you wonder if he waters it every night. Seriously, this brings a whole new meaning to a thumbs up. These are the kind of unusual skills you develop when you don't have a collarbone. Being able to touch your shoulder together like this basically gives you another set of hands to carry things, or to crush things with. Something tells me that this guy and Gary Matarazzo would really hit it off. Amar Barati wasn't kidding when he said he was going to raise his hand to the sky and never put it down again. He did it because of his own spiritual convictions. And I have to hand it to him. When this dude sets out to do something, he does it. Because he's been holding his arm in this position for more than 45 years. Just think about keeping your hand raised in class longer than 5 minutes. So kudos to him, because I don't think I have the willpower to commit to anything longer than a TikTok. Gary Turner might have...
Well, bro, that's unfortunate. If you can't sustain yourself longer than a TikTok. Guys, this video, listen, humanity is an interesting thing. Obviously, what would Earth be if everyone was the same, guys, right? Absolutely. I love the fact that we have, these different individuals walking around. I'm not sure I've ever encountered anything like this before. Any of these so far.
As well have changed his name to Reed Richards, because his skin's elasticity is something I've only ever seen in the movies. And like Richards, Gary's mutation has become his superpower. But instead of stopping crime, he uses that power to break records. Stretching his skin to more than 6 centimeters in length helps him perform some of the most mind-boggling feats. Some of which include things like this.
Like, was he once, really, really big and then lost a lot of weight, maybe? I can't even...
Okay, I don't think that face mask is going to be FDA approved.
Probably not.
Then there's Ayumi Takada. And no, your eyes aren't deceiving you. Her ears stretch as much as 4 centimeters, which means she can hold up things using just her earlobes. And once she figures that out, what's the point of using her hands to paint? Next up, the Louvre. The video you're seeing doesn't have any fancy effects slapped.
Are these like people from Alabama that are like cousins and cousins and cousins and cousins and cousins? I think so. The blue people? The blue family in Alabama, I think. No disrespect to Alabama, obviously, right? But I think, from what I've read somewhere, right? I've seen it on the internet, so it must be true, I guess, right? But there's a family in Alabama that are blue. They're all blue, and they're blue because they've just been having babies with each other for like the last 100 years.
Paul Carrison's skin really is blue. This all happened after years of ingesting colloidal silver, which...
Okay, so this is not them. All right.
As you can imagine, is as dangerous as it sounds. And before you ask, no, he wasn't part of the Blue Man Group. After more than 25 years, Diana Armstrong's still growing her nails. Only now they're more than 42 feet long. FYI, that's half the size of a tennis court. Because of that, day-to-day life is more challenging for Diana, considering she...
How does she clean herself? How? Maybe she doesn't. Think about that.
He has to be a bit more careful when picking things up. And trips to the nail salon may take a bit longer than they used to. And don't even get me started on her ability to drive. It's hard to believe she's managed not to break a nail since 1997. Wait, that's as old as me. Speaking of real life, break out all the conspiracy theories because I think we just found Bigfoot. Meet Jason Rodriguez Hernandez, the man with feet so large they practically shake the foundation with every step. Each foot measures more than 40 centimeters in length, which makes finding the correct shoe nearly impossible.
Can you please say inches?
Hey, Nike, you seeing this? Get this guy some shoes.
Okay, but he's also tall. He's a giant, guys. He's obviously either above 7 feet or right at it, guys. I mean, he's going to have large feet. I don't really see anything strange or odd about this one here, guys.
Afshin Garazadi may be just over 2 feet tall, but he's no stranger to taking things to new heights. Am I saying that right? He's officially recognized as the world's shortest man after surpassing the previous record holder by almost 4 inches. 4 inches shorter, of course. And when he got his certificate frame, it was almost as tall as he is. In fact, even baby clothes need to be tailored more than 50% just to fit him. But that doesn't stop him.
And the same thing, guys. There's no difference here. Listen, the woman who marries him, if he marries a woman, I want her questioned. I'm telling you, I want to know everything about her history. I think the world needs to know. Right, because there may be some issues there.
From getting a suit tailored to his perfect size. Yu Shenhua, however, goes through life with a suit made out of a different kind of fabric. Because while most guys boast a few stubbles of facial hair, Yu's rocking hair on 95% of his body. I guess it makes sense why people call him the hairiest man in China. Devendra Sutta has 7...
To be honest, he probably is. He absolutely is. I know there's a family in either Mexico or South America who, like, all of them have like hair everywhere, guys.
Digits on each foot and on each hand, which gives his high fives a few extremities. It also makes him the record holder for the most fingers and toes on a living person. My guess is the extra fingers come in handy with all his carpentry duties.
His son worries that he might cut off his finger or toe one day.
Let's just hope he's keeping tabs on where those extra fingers are when he's sawing wood.
I mean, that's super unique. I have no idea what you would need them for, but I'm sure he has found a super cool way to use them, though, just to be honest. Imagine extra fingers on your hands for a second, right? I personally cannot even think of it, right? But he, in fact, has, I'm sure.
Speaking of skin conditions, Jamie Kedden's rare condition makes his skin sticky. So sticky, in fact, he turned his head into his own personal cup holder.
Just pull it off.
That's
one of the ways to do it.
And the amount of sand this guy could stick to his dome is guaranteed to make him the life of the party. So the next time you decide to split a 6-pack of beer with the boys, leave the ice chest at home and just bring Jamie.
What?
Arlindo de Souza's supersized muscles may not...
No, don't gloss over this, bro. We can't gloss over this at all. I have no idea what the purpose or use of this is. I mean, other than the party tricks, but there has to be a reason, guys. I'm telling you, like, what does his doctor say? Give me like exactly what his doctor said. I think that would probably be more telling.
Arlindo de Souza's supersized muscles may not be a match for SpongeBob's anchor arms exactly, but that doesn't make them any less impressive. But in order to keep his Hercules-like physique, Arlindo has to go the distance, which means spending hours in the gym. Plus,
I'm not sure he's natty, guys. I'm just going to be honest. Something looks off, guys. I don't know which part of it looks off. Right, but something looks off, guys. His forearms are odd to me, guys. I mean, I guess you can like hyper focus on one thing, but it looks, to be honest, like implants. They exist, guys, right? Or he's taking something. I'm telling you, this is not. I'm not sure this can happen naturally, because if it could, guys, have you seen early bodybuilders? Go look at some images of like the earliest bodybuilders that worked out most likely much harder than this guy does or ever did, right? Look at them. Do any of them look like this man? Do any of them? No? Okay. Those guys were natural. What is this that I'm looking at?
Arlindo has to go the distance, which means spending hours in the gym.
That was a saline injection?
The occasional breakfast made of almost a dozen eggs. But getting a 29-inch bicep doesn't happen overnight. It took work.
Right.
Dedication.
Steroid.
And a boatload of enhancement oil.
Okay.
Muhammad Samir's abilities...
You see what I'm saying, guys? There's no way. He just
on the other hand, are guaranteed to turn some heads. At just 14 years old, he's already so flexible that he can practically rotate his head a full 180 degrees. A maneuver that would be extremely painful for the average person, to put
Guys, there's a girl in Brazil who does this.
it lightly. Whenever the human owl gets his driver's license, something tells me he's not gonna have a problem backing out of the driveway. But Samir isn't the only one with inhuman levels of flexibility.
So, basically, my knees, like this,
Okay.
like this.
This girl showcases her rare skill by bending a knee, but probably not in the way you're thinking.
Oh.
This is probably what scares people the most, though, is when I'm just like sitting normally and just have my leg like this.
All right, so what's the next step? Walking upside down?
Both of them.
Oh my God.
Nice.
Leo Throw Lin is what you get when you mix a human with a fridge magnet. Except in this case, Lin's holding up things way heavier than a kid's artwork.
He first discovered his bizarre powers when he was a construction worker.
He's hanging on to metal objects like hammers. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if he could magnetize the entire kitchen. I mean, he can literally pull a car by sticking a metal plate to his chest. No wonder they call him the real-life Magneto.
Lutho's grandchildren now have this unusual power. Well, sometimes.
Okay.
Then there's Chef Boy Bones, and based on his facial expressions, he'd make better thumbnail faces than Mr. Beast. Someone get this guy a reaction channel. The human spider may not have 8 legs, but trust me, he's just
Bro, that is frightening. All right.
scary.
I never want to see that again, to be honest.
But before you go hiding under your covers, let me assure you, he's harmless. Meet Troy James, a freakishly skilled contortionist who can move his body in ways you thought to be impossible, which I guess makes his starring roles in horror movies a little bit easier.
It looks like what I do is extremely painful. Really, it doesn't hurt at all.
No, seriously,
I don't believe you.
James can twist and turn his body up in more combinations than a Rubik's Cube. Some people are born with unbelievable features, while others just prefer to grow them. That's definitely the case for Sarwan Singh.
I mean, listen, this beard is spectacular. If that's what we're looking at right now, it's spectacular.
Who currently holds the world record for the longest beard on a living person. How long, you may ask? About 8 feet and 25 inches.
I mean, listen, that's a little long, but
practically a
let me see his hair.
surfboard attached to his face. It gets even more.
Yeah, but he's a Sikh, guys. He's not cutting his hair, bro. Leave this man alone. All right, he's relaxed. He's hanging out. Guys, he just has a long beard. Longer than everyone else, guys. No complaints here. This one is spectacular, guys. At least we're ending with like a one that's not like completely, wild, right? Like the woman that just basically turns around her entire leg. That's weird. Again, 2 things I never want to see. The guy with the eyes. No, please. No offense. I mean, listen, your special talent is amazing, right? But don't show that to me again, please, ever. That one and the woman that can just basically bend her knees around. That's crazy. But all right, listen, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly. Let me know in the comments which one stood out to you guys, all right?